Boris Johnson has been urged by a senior Tory MP to apologise for his handling of the sleaze row that has engulfed his party. Tory MPs were ordered on Wednesday to vote for a new committee to consider an altered system of appeals after former Environment Secretary Owen Paterson was sanctioned, only for ministers to backtrack after the opposition parties refused to cooperate. Well, what do you think, chaps?
Yeah, this is that story. Johnson running scared over Tory sleaze storm. This is the front of the Independent, but it's on most of the papers. The Metro, get me out of. I'm a Prime Minister, get me out of here. Boris dodges common sleaze debate. I mean, the first sentence, really. Boris Johnson has been accused of running scared after he dodged scrutiny of his attempt to save a Tory MP from punishment for sleaze. So he didn't turn up at the debate today. And this is after...
happened though, right? The previous debate was a three-line whip, is that right? Have I got that?
Yes, yeah. There was a three-line whip to basically make the members of the Tory party go through the lobby to change the rules, rather than Owen Paterson take his punishment like a man.
I mean, which bodies does he know are buried where? It seems an extraordinary... I hadn't even heard of him, to be honest, Owen Paterson, before. He's not one of Boris's main sort of... Brexit.
Well, he's a mate,
right.
I think is what it is. He's a mate. And Boris Johnson avoided or dodged or whatever you want to call the debate today because he didn't want to be told off. Yeah. I mean, that's essentially, he didn't want to be told off, because I was thinking about Boris Johnson thinking, how many times in his life has he been told off?
Not enough, is that what you think? Or?
Well, I imagine it's thousands of times. I can just imagine people just wagging their finger at him and Boris sort of looking a bit,
Jess Phillips on the Labour benches, she said that, sorry is not enough. And she said she actually used the example of her own daughter. This is what she said to her daughter. It's not enough to say sorry, you have to change your behaviour.
Well, what is it? I mean, do we ground him? Is that what we're doing? You're not going out for 30 days or something?
Make him wear his mask.
But this is a man who always, he has been told off thousands of times. It doesn't seem to have made any difference. And so he sent Steve Barclay.
It also doesn't seem to make that much difference to his popularity.
Well, this is the thing, his popularity's always carried him through, but this is actually affecting his popularity. He's actually polling, the Tories are polling lower than Labour for the first time since probably 1978.
Yeah.
So they're 35, Tories polled 35 and Labour are polling 36, which, I mean, it's pretty incredible that the opposition can be doing so badly. So many years into a pretty disgraceful government.
But this finally seems to have stuck.
This has cut through. This has cut through because it's
in a way that Wardrobe Gate, for instance, that didn't, or was it Wallpaper Gate? I can't remember.
Wallpaper Gate, and there was also Fridge Gate, wasn't there? When he hid in a fridge. There's another occasion for him hiding. And this is a man who is preternaturally disposed to hiding from anyone telling him off.
Yeah, but at some point he's going to hide in a field, and then we're going to have Gate.
Yes,
I guess. Gate. Or possibly Theresa May running past.
Or hide in a sequence of 5 pubs, which would lead to 5 bar gate.
Nice.
Nice.
Or a river. We could have Watergate, couldn't we? We could do this for hours.
This could be the most swiftly cancelled show in GBNews' history.
And deservedly, if we keep doing jokes
I mean, this must please you, Ian, because you felt for a long time that Johnson, you cannot... There are a lot of people I know, left-leaning people like yourself, and you're no great raging trot, but there's a lot of people on the left who have not been able to conceive of how Johnson has managed to get away with it as long as he has.
Look, what people say is that they would, if they went for a drink with Boris Johnson in a pub, he wouldn't admonish them for things because he's in no position to do so, right? But
whereas Starmer, I mean, I've always had that thing with Starmer. Everyone in their life, every adult at some point has had a bruising encounter with a clever solicitor and has rarely remembered the experience with much fondness.
Yeah, I mean, interesting enough, I actually think he did pretty well in the debate today, Keir Starmer, because it wasn't very difficult. Peter Bone, of course, was asking him, wasn't he, have you ever, did you whip your side? And he, of course, just looked at him and went, no, I didn't, because they didn't need to be whipped. No, I don't have a lot of time for Boris Johnson. I think he is unfit to be leader of the country. Listen, let me tell you, I have a hairdresser who didn't know
that
Belgium...
Which in itself is a slur.
You're still in the lockdown.
I think she's pretty good,
Council,
all right? But you can judge for yourself. I have a hairdresser. She didn't know that Belgium was a country, OK? Because my son is living there. She said, oh, what language do they speak? And he said French and German and Dutch. And she said...
Flemish.
Flemish. And she said, well, they're not even speaking their own language. The point I'm making is she's more suited to be Prime Minister than Boris Johnson. In my opinion, do you think otherwise?
Well, I think Boris Johnson is more suited to cut your hair.
Well,